You know why Cristiano Ronaldo became one of the greatest? It wasn't talent alone. It was mastering the fundamentals over and over again. And drawing works exactly the same way. Right now, you're probably thinking, maybe I just need better pencils. Maybe I'm not talented enough. Maybe realistic portraits just aren't for me. Or maybe you've started so many portraits, but they never turn out the way you imagined. The truth is, none of those things is what's holding you back. You're quitting the fundamentals before they have a chance to work. So today, I'm going to draw Cristiano Ronaldo using just one pencil. Not to prove that one pencil is enough, but to prove that mastering the basics will always take you further than chasing better tools. The first thing I do is draw a simple horizontal line and a vertical line to divide the sketch. Then I ignore the details completely. Instead, I focus on the overall shape of the head. Next, I lightly sketch the outer edges of the face and place a simple circle for the ear. Now we get to the most important part of the entire portrait, the main feature lines. The eyebrow line, the base of the nose, and the mouth. Here's a trick that almost nobody talks about. In most portraits, the halfway point between the base of the nose and the chin is very close to the bottom lip. It's not the same in every face, but it's a great starting point. After that, I add a few straight guidelines to place the eyes and the rest of the features. Nothing complicated, just simple lines. Don't rush through this stage. The closer your proportions are now, the easier shading becomes later. And yes, you'll probably make a few mistakes. That's completely normal. I'll show you exactly how to spot those mistakes, and more importantly, how to fix them during the shading stage. At this point, we've only built about 20% of the portrait. And if you notice, we haven't drawn any real curves yet. Everything so far is just simple, straight lines. Before you even think about shading, there's one thing you need to do. Compare everything. Go back to the main guidelines and check them one more time. Then compare the width of each feature. If your nose is too wide, the entire portrait will start looking too wide. If it's too narrow, everything else will follow it. That's because every feature depends on the one before it. The eyes relate to the nose. The eyebrows relate to the eyes. Nothing exists on its own. So don't judge each feature by itself. Judge it by its relationship to everything around it. That's how you keep your proportions under control. And even if a few small mistakes are still there, don't worry. We'll clean those up in the next stage. Before we move into the final stage, there's one thing I always do. I soften the sketch and lightly erase the harsh construction lines. It keeps them from distracting me once I start adding details. And if you've watched my channel before, you already know. I always start with the nose. Here's something I want you to pay close attention to. When you're shading the darkest areas, keep the pencil more upright so you can use the tip for maximum control. But when you're shading lighter values, lay the pencil almost on its side. That gives you much smoother transitions. It sounds like a small detail, but it's one of those things people forget the moment they start drawing, and it makes a huge difference. Once the darkest shapes of the nose are in place, the edges almost reveal themselves. You don't have to force the outline. The values create it for you. Now here's another mistake beginners make. They finish the nose, then jump straight to the hair or the ear. Don't do that. Your outline is still just a guide. Every shadow you add gives you new information. So let one area lead you into the next. That's why I shaded underneath the eye before drawing the eye itself. Then I established the darkest values inside the eye, added the upper eyelid, and suddenly, placing the eyebrow became much easier. That's the secret. Shading isn't random. Every step prepares you for the next one. I learned that the hard way. I used to shade whatever caught my attention first, and no matter how hard I tried, my portraits never looked right. Not because I couldn't shade, but because I had no system. If you noticed, I still haven't finished the eye. Personally, I always leave the pupil until the very end. I can't really explain why, but it feels like the moment the portrait finally comes to life. Try it yourself and let me know if you feel the same way. Now you might be wondering, why didn't I finish the second eye and eyebrow first? Instead, I moved down to the mouth. The answer is simple. I didn't have enough information yet. Before placing the upper lip, I needed the mustache.
The mustache tells me exactly where the mouth belongs. Then, before drawing the jawline, I looked for another landmark, the beard. Every new shadow gives me another piece of information, and every new piece of information makes the next step easier. By the time I finished the beard, I naturally arrived at the jaw. The jaw led me to the cheek. The cheek led me back to the eye, and only then did I have enough information to place the second eyebrow with confidence. I already knew its height from the first eyebrow and the guideline we created earlier. Now all I had to do was find its width. From there, the eyelid became easy, and the eye almost built itself. That's the biggest difference between drawing with a system and drawing randomly. You're never guessing. You're collecting information, one step at a time. And because the jaw was already in place, finding the ear became easy too. Everything connected naturally. That's why getting the outline right at the beginning makes the entire portrait feel effortless later on.
Now, let's move on to the hair, and don't let those bright highlights scare you. I deliberately drew this entire section without using an eraser or any extra tools. I simply left those highlights while shading around them. I want you to see that realistic results don't come from owning more tools. They come from understanding what you're looking at. Now I'm speeding up the footage a little, just so we don't spend too much time on the same section. Next comes the ear, and just like every other part of the portrait, I always begin with the darkest values first. Then I gradually work toward the lighter ones. Pay special attention to the areas where light meets shadow. Those transitions are what make a portrait feel three-dimensional. As I moved down to the neck, I noticed a small mistake I had made during the outline. The inside edge of the neck was slightly too far in, and this is exactly why I keep comparing everything while I shade. I noticed the neck didn't line up correctly with the side of the nose. A quick adjustment, and the proportions were back where they should be. After that, I lightly sketched the clothing. Don't spend too much time here. The goal isn't to draw a perfect shirt. The goal is to make the face look convincing. One last thing you may have noticed. I'm not blending with a tissue. That's intentional. I'm trying to keep this process as simple as possible. And honestly, if you can create smooth shading without blending, it usually means you've developed much better pencil control. That's a skill worth practicing. My favorite part is what I like to call wrapping the portrait. This is where I go back and focus on all the tiny highlights, the catchlights in the eyes, the brightest strands of hair, those final little details that make the portrait feel alive. I repeat the same process on the second eye, making sure both eyes are looking in the same direction. That tiny detail makes a bigger difference than most people realize. And with that, the portrait is finished. Now it's your turn. I'd love for you to draw this portrait and tell me in the comments, what was the hardest part for you? The outline or the shading? I'll be reading the comments, and I'll try to help as many of you as I can. If this video made drawing feel a little less intimidating, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribed. And if you're still struggling with outlines, the next video on your screen is the perfect place to continue. It'll completely change the way you build your portraits. I'll see you there.